Speaker, we are not going to continue with it until a change of modality. Continue change of modality. Change of modality. And the successful
honorable members.
We cannot wait. I'm talking to the speaker. You want
honorable members.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable members. Let's say this on behalf of all of you. Take your seat.
That's I had it very clear. Let me go after the goodness. The answer is goodness, you let me go. Mr. Speaker, no, we go about it. Final ball, Speaker. All who will take the news, you will go. We cannot continue until we go out of place. Nothing is wrong. We have to be very patient. No, nothing is wrong. Mr. Leader, all is going out of proportion. No, you don't do that. You still, you have Mr. Peter, let him withdraw. And I don't tested that force. You see the response? Yes!
That statement will be from the records.
Let the individual sitting there withdraw.
I will say whatever was said because it was seated. It was an undertone. It's an undertone, and I will rule it out of order. It should not be reflected in the records. It should not be reflected in the records at all. Having said that, please take your seat.
Mr. Speaker, we will not accept that.
I am not finished. Unless you want to interrupt.
Yes, no, Mr. Speaker, we only said we will not accept that as an undertone. It was not an undertone. It was not an undertone.
If you don't have respect for leadership, we do have respect for leadership. It was not an undertone. Our parents went out what transpired, and we cannot accept.
You are telling me to sit down and stand down and the other side.
No, but because you have said it's not out of proportion. That's what you said. Tell your colleague.
You are going outside.
No, it's not outside. It's within the context of what you want to debate. You are within the context. What you know?
You know why? I'm just refusing to be angry because I know lives are at stake. Innocent staff, their lives, their families are at stake.
I want you.
And I cannot allow that to fail.
Hold on. I want you. I want the leader of government business. I want deputy speaker. I want to see that back seat. You are all seated there. Those are not even allotted. All of you take your all of you. Take your allotted seats right now. Take your allotted seats. The honorable member from Western area, I want you. I want the other member from Western area. Yes, sir. Leader of government business, DSPK, please, 5 minutes, let's go to my chamber.
Mr. Leader, you have talked to experts. We cannot talk to those who have called because we need a leadership. We cannot talk to people who are using insulting and abuse social media. We cannot do that. I beg to differ. When you have called a separate people, God talk to you. But those ones, we cannot engage with. We are going to tell you that we are more difficult to do than engaging. Go and discuss with them. We have initiated this program. You engage them in the chamber. Tell them to be better before we can go and engage with you too. We go nowhere. So sorry, sir. We beg to differ.
Thanks all.
They go tell you next. I could tell that. You don't sabi me, sir. You are for that. After that, I will talk. When I come back, don't talk to me, okay? No, that's it. Leader of government business.
It's almost 11:15 and it's getting to midnight. Parliament is still in session, trying to pass the Parliament Act. And this Parliament Act has been so controversial from the day it was introduced in this House, that it was thrown out after an opposition MP, Honorable Amadou Ba, from the Western area, condemned it that it is not timely and it does not seek the interest of Sierra Leoneans. Unfortunately, several attempts have been made to reintroduce the bill, but all have failed. Last minute to the dissolution of Parliament for tomorrow, we've seen MPs have pushed through with it to reintroduce it, but unfortunately, it has met another tough battle wherein the leader of government business has demanded that every MP from the opposition bench condemn what Honorable Amadou Ba did and dissociate themselves from whatever he said that day. And this is the contention, or else the bill will not proceed. It will not go on. And he was saying that his point is that this is not, they played to the gallery, according to him, that the opposition played to the gallery. He described it as cheap politics, stating that they have been dishonest, thinking that this bill is only coming from the government bench, which is really not true, and that he actually said that this is in the interest of all MPs, which was why he piloted it from day one. But at the end of the day, after being met with such a huge condemnation from the opposition MP, and he was left with no option until they apologize before they can proceed. For now, they are now in the closed-door meeting. The Speaker, the leader of government business, and some few members, senior members of the opposition bench, they are trying to engage on how they can meet themselves halfway to settle this so that the bill can proceed. But the case now is the bill a motion has been moved for a reintroduction of the bill. The piloter took the seat, but unfortunately he could not proceed further because Honorable Martin Numa, the leader of government business, has held the bill to ransom for now until he is demanding an apology and MPs dissociate, especially the opposition, dissociate themselves from what Honorable Ahmaduba did that particular day. So that is the situation currently. We are still here, and don't forget that Parliament will be dissolving tomorrow, and that is the 5th Parliament, and this is the final session, the 5th session of the 5th Parliament. Like I was saying, the Parliament Act actually came in a form of the welfare bill, which was gazetted, that entails the welfare of MPs. But later, because there were a lot of hue and cry from the public or members of the public, and we saw the bill being abandoned, and they took some of the provisions and brought it under the Parliament Act. This Parliament Act seeks to repeal and replace the existing Parliamentary Service Commission Act, but there are specific sections or clauses in that particular act that deals with the welfare of members of parliament. But currently, MPs are still waiting here. There are still engagements behind closed doors with the leader of government business, the speaker, and we know the speaker, the leader of government business, has insisted that this bill will not go on until the opposition MPs come out and apologize. As it stands, it seems most of the MPs are G3, especially under PL. Some are not sure of coming. Probably this is one way they could guarantee their pensions or gratuities.
No, you are not here. Huh? Yeah, we'll be debated. No, it was always a corner.
Is it a question of wrapping up?
No, wrapping up here. Wrapping up.
How many honorable?
One on either side.
I'm told only four members debated on that day.
Yes, and it was just about having the leaders to wrap up. That's more than enough. That's enough.
So if nobody wants the floor, then let's wrap up.
Yes.
Danny Kurma.
Huh? You will make it. I go to. Yes. Yeah. We'll debate before the wrap up. I want to debate first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, debating this particular bill, the Parliament Act, is deliberate. It is deliberate because it is my member piloting this particular bill. Mr. Speaker, we are debating a phenomenal bill that has a very, very rich bibliography that is not new, as a matter of fact. Mr. Speaker, I would have been a dead man now, very late man, when I got a car crash in the city of Kigali, Rwanda. Had it not been the merciful intervention of President Julius Malabio and President Paul Kagame, I was ashamed when the nurses approached me. Where is the medical bill? No bill to show. You can imagine, but I quite remember when I used to rub skin with member country MPs in the EU Parliament. In the EU Parliament, it was a shame. A parliamentarian from Sierra Leone cannot produce a bill that has to do with medical insurance. Mr. Speaker, this bill will add dignity, especially to former MPs. I am the former mayor. This bill will add respect and dignity to former MPs. Looking at the agonizing rapidity of the dollar dwarfing the leones. So for this bill to see a light of day, definitely the dignity of former MPs will shine. I am a former mayor. You can imagine, I tirelessly worked for the city of Kwedu. There is no benefit as a former mayor. No provision. With all of the work, where's the recognition? No provision, absolutely. So you see, it is for justice if we pass this bill today. The bill here, I cannot go detail, but if you watch at part 2 clause 2.1, it has real inclusivity. Women given priority to be the board, people with disability to be party leaders. The standing orders of this parliament does not cater for all parties, that is just majority and minority. But look at this bill. It is also giving preference to party leaders to have a say in this bill. Clause 21 establishes the parliamentary service administration. We've seen here the day-to-day administration in this bill. This tells us that the bill is not only catering for the political wing, it is also catering for the administrative wing, which actually establishes symbiosis relationship. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, clause 33, 3 and 6 also addresses 25% increase of formal MP benefits. It is so rich in 5 years' time. Another medical benefits. I admire the drafters. More so, a member of my party piloting this bill. I'm telling you, it will stand the test of time and it will benefit many languishing MPs today. Mr. Speaker, I urge members across the aisle to support and ratify this bill with expedience zeal. I thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. A few minutes. Yes, very briefly, I want to make it very clear here that the first place this bill is not a selfish bill. You can all agree with me that today is the last day Parliament, the 5th Parliament. Today is our last sit. Tomorrow, the President will come and perform his final ceremonial address to Parliament. So, this bill passing today is not for us, it's not for this Parliament. It's not for individuals. It is for Parliament as an institution. And it covers both members and staff of Parliament. So we are addressing this bill to address the issues of Parliament as an institution, not for individual MPs. As I speak now, we are all potential former MPs. We are all. After today, in fact, we've received communication from the office of the clerk that we should have on a plate today. So that is a clear demonstration that we are all potential former MPs. Only God knows who will come back. You know? So it is not a selfish bill, no way. It is not. Then, secondly, this bill has nothing new. It has nothing new. We just deem it fit to incorporate it for the first time into the formidable acts under Parliament Act. And as the previous speaker just said, we have board membership in this bill. And that one caters for even gender equality. Gender equality. So there is nothing new we are asking for, nothing. All that is included in this bill are there already, even for the speaker. There's nothing new. For leadership, there's nothing new. Nothing. And in fact, there's an area that successive government may not be able to stand the challenges or test of time. That is the attrition rates of MPs. We all know our political system here. good performing MPs based on our electorate is different from good performing MPs based on the assessment of Mr. Speaker. That is why every new parliament, you hardly get more than 10% of MPs, previous members of the previous parliament coming to the other parliament. Almost less than 10% every year. Majority goes away. And they go with their 40%. So that 40%, 80% or 90% of MPs going away every 5 years. By the time we reach to 50 years, by the time we reach to 100 years, the government at that time will be unable. That is why this bill has seeks to address some of those issues. That for first time, you are paying one off. That will reduce the financial burden on government. So I want to encourage members of this house that we on this side, we support this bill because it is nothing new. It is not for ourselves. It is for Parliament as an institution. By the time we complete this bill today, we are not sure of coming back. But once it is there, it also involves the welfare of staff of Parliament. They are all here. Some are not here, but they are listening. It addresses their issues as well. So, by so doing, I think Parliament will be able to work better and even more properly for the service of this nation. So on that note, I urge my colleagues that we pass this bill. Thank you very much.
I thank the honorable member for his contribution. I now give the floor to
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm only contributing to this bill for two reasons. One, for the very welfare of our staff, other members of staff, the employee staff to Parliament, because as it is, they are not working that for. The other reason I'm contributing to this bill is for the sake of our colleague MPs, that the past MPs. Mr. Speaker, members, sometimes when you see former MPs working in the streets of this future, or even when you go to Kelemakujo, you feel sorry for them. You ask yourself, what was the need of me going to Parliament? But this bill, I think, like the honorable from the other side have said, will take care of those gaps. My colleague on the other side, the honorable from Konon said, I was involved in that accident in Rwanda too. I didn't been for President Bill. I think I spoke to his colleague, Paul Kigami. Of course, Mr. Speaker, you are a witness. We are taken to one of the best hospitals in Rwanda. That's it. So otherwise, we would have been standing here today talking on welfare bill. The importance of this bill cannot be overemphasized, Mr. Speaker. And remember, we all, not this time, maybe for the next 20, 30 years, if we want to be in Parliament, our government to be in power. Yes. But what about the ones that have left before us? We want, Mr. Speaker, remember, let me give just a short story. There was a village. In that village, for every time a chief dies, they will almost throw him or her in the dustbin. And one day, the new chief was elected. And he said, let me go and prepare where I will end up. And he urged the town people to build a very sophisticated house where they used to throw his colleagues. By the time he was about to die, the people changed their mind. Because that place was so convenient for anybody to stay. That's the type of thing we are doing today. Mr. Speaker, remember, we are preparing our homes. We are preparing ourselves. Where we will end tomorrow. All of us, we on this side, by the next 30 years, we need for my MPs. Because I'm pretty sure for the next 30 years, we'll be here. But for maybe after 20, 30 years, 40 years, we'll be former. And we'd like to enjoy these benefits. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I think this bill is not controversial. There's one reason why I was annoyed a few minutes ago. Because for every time the welfare of parliamentarians are mentioned, people get annoyed. And those things should stop. But, Mr. Speaker, the most important thing on this bill is a turnout of the MPs. I think this bill will take care of that. I think some MPs retired, or when they come one time, they leave Parliament at the age of 35, 40. And let's assume those MPs are 24, 60, 70 years. Every year, every month, government have to pay them. That's huge burden on government. Very huge burden. So I believe, I'm not sure if there is any MP that will oppose this bill. One, for the sake of the members of staff. Two, for the sake of our MPs, our former MPs who are languishing out there. I hope and pray that we raise enough money to take care of these bills, because no matter what happens, we need money as a government to take care of this bill. I hope and pray that after these elections, when they will declare retired President Madabu as president-elect on the 24th of June, this country will have enough money to take care of this bill and to take care of other areas. With that said, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my colleagues on the other side that have, well, I don't want to say, thank me, even though they never wanted to, but they are supporting this bill because they know the credit to come to us. I'm sure that is why they never wanted to, but now they have changed their mind. I want to thank them very much and thank the other colleagues who have not spoken, but in silently they are supporting this bill. I thank you very much.
I thank the Honorable Chief Whip. Over to you, Honorable Chief.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Better things don't come easy. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to thank honorable members for their wonderful sentiments. I want to thank leaders for their support for this bill. But what I want to make very clear is that the 1991 Constitution speaks to the independence of Parliament in terms of legislation or decision making. Mr. Speaker, in recent past, international surveys as Open Budget Survey Report of 2021 by the International Budget Partnership for 120 countries for Policies and International Assessment, CPIA, a survey that is principally used by World Bank and IMF to determine donor support limits to develop countries, etc., has been ranking our parliament relatively low on oversight. One reason is because this projection is being done around our parliament budget office. This is the more reason why we have been ranked low, because of our mandate, duty and responsibilities of the PBO that is not defined by law as in other jurisdictions, for example, Ghana and Kenya. This is the more reason why the Parliament Act is very, very critical. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if you look at this act is also saying that in Chapter 7, that the parliamentary service is going to do its best to approve a commission grant studies for parliamentary service staff for postgraduate studies, not only in Sierra Leone but even outside of Sierra Leone. So this is the more reason why we see this act as a critical act for the benefit of not only parliamentarians but also parliament staff. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to thank colleagues for all their contribution made so far, and I think we are on the right direction for the Parliament Welfare Act. And at the same time, we want to thank the President and government for giving us the opportunity to make things happen and also to change the narrative of the 5th Parliament going to the 6th Parliament going forward. On that note, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill entitled the Parliament Act 2022 be read the second time.
Honourable members, the question is that the bill entitled the Parliament Act 2023 be read the second time. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill entitled the Parliament Act 2023 being an act to provide for the establishment of the Parliamentary Commission, to provide for the leadership and governance structure of Parliament, to provide for the establishment of the Parliamentary Service, to provide for salaries and other benefits of members of Parliament and other staff, and to provide for other related matters, has been read the second time. Committee stage is covered. The House resolves into Committee of the Whole House. Parts 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 stand part of the bill.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I move that part 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 stand part of the bill.
Honourable members, the question is that parts 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 stand part of the bill. And we shall now consider the bill page by page, starting from the short title and long title. Page 1. Page 2.
Page 1, just to add the definition of female caucus.
Yes.
Female caucus means the assembly of all female members of parliament that meet to pursue common legislative objectives.
Very good.
Submit that. And also to include, of course, in page 3, parliament means the arm of government as established by section 73(1) of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1982. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So two definitions. Female caucus and parliament. Page 4.
Yes, Speaker. Have we gone to page 3? No, please, let's include in the definition section the definition of deputy speaker, because I can see all other leadership positions are defined of deputy speaker.
Very well.
Yes. Deputy speaker means, take note, deputy speaker means the deputy speaker elected under section 80 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1982. Let that be included. Thank you.
Thank you.
Me, Mr. Chairman, can I say that for both the speaker and deputy speaker definition, this requiring provision of the Constitution can be said as amended? Because section 79 and 80 have been amended before.
Yes, it's correct. Page 4.
I know as a matter of fact, section 80 takes care of this, but for the avoidance of doubt in the future, under clause 2(1)(a), because under clause 2(1), we have shall consist of the speaker as chairman and the following other members. A, the deputy speaker. I move that we add as deputy chairman. For the sake of it. Please take note.
Page 5. Page 6.
Mr. Chairman, the copies they're a little bit mixed up, so I don't know what I have here for page 5 or page 7, and yes, it's in your copy, but I'm looking at clause 4.1. So it deals with the function of the commission for changes, because the copy I have here is showing page 7.
That's page 7.
Oh, it's page 7, right? Okay. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, when we reach page 7.
Page 5, page 6. Page 7.
Yes, page 7, 4.1. There is a new rendition which I'll just go through it, because we're talking about directory, supervisory, directory, and disciplinary. But the new rendition for 4.1 is the Commission shall have supervisory authority over members of Parliament. That's one. Then there is a new 4.2. The Commission shall have supervisory, directory, and disciplinary authority over the parliamentary service. So it's like making slight amendments in 4.1 and then come with a new 2, which of course deals with the parliamentary service.
Okay. Page 8.
Again in page 7, we delete B.
You delete what?
B. We should read 2B, 4.2B. On page 7. Well, there is the issue of supervisory and directory. That particular aspect, because it deals with the disciplinary control. Already we've covered that in the new 4.1 and 4.2, talking about having supervisory, directory, and disciplinary authority over the parliamentary service. So if we're talking about disciplinary control over such persons again, including suspending, already that has already been covered in that new 4.2.
But 4.2b talks about the appointment of persons in the parliamentary service other than the clerk.
Yes, again, we mentioned the Commission shall have supervisory, director, and authority over the parliamentary service, except we can remove parts of it. So, again, look at the bottom of 4.2b, talks about disciplinary control over such persons. So it depends. But again, we can still look. Thank you.
Page 8. Page 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14.
14 and 15. No, yes, well, why I'm saying we need to get B from page 15 to form C of page 14. The function of, let's look at 15, the function of the chief whip. When you look at B, it has getting the government business through in Parliament. So this has to come to function or under the function of the leader of government business. There, the C is missing. We have A, B, and D. So the C is going to be the B from 15.
Okay. And then you will delete it from 15.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You get it. Is that it?
Yes.
Good. 16.
I took my time to look particularly at those areas relating to the Deputy Speaker, because I didn't want whatever is here to be in conflict with the Constitution. There is a slight modification here under clause 9. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament. Yes, under clause 9. Yeah. On page 14. The Deputy
the Speaker of Parliament shall perform such functions as will be delegated by the Speaker of Parliament and shall perform the functions of the office of the Speaker where the Speaker is out of the jurisdiction. Section 80, subsection 5 of the Constitution is a little different. If the Speaker is absent from ceremony or otherwise unable to perform, or otherwise unable to perform any of the functions conferred upon him by this Constitution, those functions will be performed by the Deputy Speaker. So there's a slight difference so that we are not seen to amend the specifics of the Constitution. Let's import this one directly here. Yes, let's import this one directly here. Yes. So that we don't get ourselves to the question on the provisions of the Constitution.
So you brought 85.
Yes, sir.
Very well. 15. 16. 17.
18.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I move that Part 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 stand part of the bill as amended.
Honorable members, the question is parts 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 stand part of the bill as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Part 1 to 3, clauses 1 to 20 form part of the bill as amended. Part 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 stand part of the bill.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I move that Part 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 stand part of the bill.
Honorable members, the question is that parts 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 stand part of the bill. And we'll start from the bottom half of page 17, 18, 19.
19, Mr. Chairman. Clause 26 to be amended by creating a new clause 26.1, which shall speak to the establishment of the office of the Director General, and a new clause 26, which shall outline the functions of the Director General. So we have 26.1 and 2. Okay. And then also, in that same page, clause 28, the side note, to replace the word department with the word directorate. The side note of clause 28.
Instead of departments should be directorates?
Yes, so in fact, the Commission may establish such directorates and offices in the Parliament service as is considered necessary to speak for the efficient and effective performance of the functions of the parliamentary service.
Any other?
That will lead to it will reflect on what we'll have in the next page, page 20.
Page 20 then?
Yes, page 20. Yes, to create a new part 5, which this part is very, very important, because when in page 20 you look at the letter N,
we have the Department of Parliamentary Budgets, the PBO. The PBO, of course, as part of international best practice, in fact, is supposed to have a separate act on its own.
Okay.
But because it's not possible now to incorporate it here, to create a new Part 5 that deals with the PBO. Of course, I'll make everything about the PBO available because it talks about the Parliamentary Budget Office.
So that will become Part 6?
No, it will become Part 5.
And 5, 6?
Yes, and 5 to 6. So what that new Part 5 will cover the Parliamentary Budget Office, the objects of the Budget Office, the functions, and the rest of the information. It's very important here, which I'll send a copy to you, sir.
The 21, 22.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, page 22. Page 22 is only making provision for the speaker. There is no provision for the speaker. So I want to suggest that we have 3B. No, we cannot equate them. They cannot have the same. I think we should have a B.
Yeah, since we only need to have inclusive. And then the draft will be done with it. Just inclusive.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Like for example, if the speaker is having two meetings. Okay, thank you.
Just inclusive.
Where exactly do you want that is at?
There is 3A. We need to have a 3B for the deputy speaker. That's on page 22.
Well, I'm going deputy speaker.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, 223. Provided that former members of Parliament who serve for one term shall be paid a one-off sum of use equivalent of 50,000. That is 50,000 in equivalent to the exchange rate at the time of payment. Mr. Chairman, clause 39 be expunged.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
Agreed.
And of course, any other issue that is just as stated.
That is repetitive. That 39. Thank you. Can you please move?
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I move that part 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 stand part of the bill as amended.
Honorable members, the question is that part 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 stand part of the bill as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Part 4 to 7, clauses 21 to 40 form part of the bill as amended. The House resumes.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I report that the bill entitled the Parliamentary Act 2023, having gone through a committee of the whole House with amendment, I now move that the bill be read the third time and passed into law.
Thank you. Honorable members, the question is that the bill entitled the Parliament Act 2023 be read the third time and passed into law. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill entitled the Parliament Act 2023, being an act to provide for the establishment of Parliamentary Commission, to provide for the leadership and governance structure of Parliament, to provide for the establishment of the Parliamentary Service, to provide for salaries and other benefits of members of Parliament and other staff, and to provide for other related matters, has been read the third time and passed into law.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. You don't be more.
Next.
Bill, the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023, Introduction and First Reading. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023 be read the first time.
Honorable members, the question is that the bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023 be read. All those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023 has been read the first time. Second reading.
Short one.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023 be read the second time. Our belief in the resuscitation of the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute SLARI will be realized today with the passing of the SLARI bill, a major step that will shine the light on our wholly comprehensive research institute, elevates the institution to a standard and productive research institute. As you are already aware, Cabinet has approved the intent of the bill and authorized by the laying in Parliament and subsequent passing into law. The bill clearly clarifies roles and mandate of the institute in relation to other agricultural research-oriented institutions in the country, strengthens oversight and management, and positions SLARI to be sustainable by building business models for commercializing technologies and products they generate. The proposed bill was drafted in consultation with the Law Officers Department. The legislation seeks to address the inadequacies of the previous act regarding the mandate and operations of SLARI. A matrix to the effect is submitted to the House for reference and ease of comparison. Among many other functional issues highlighted, the bill addresses the following: a lean council of functional operatives from relevant institutions will form the membership. The Food System Research Platform has been established, and it will be the conduit through which the Institute shall coordinate the affairs of the National Agricultural Research. The tenure of each member of council shall be 3 years in the first instance and eligible for another final term of 3 years is permissible. Functions of the Institute has been expanded to include provision of information that will assist government and other stakeholders in the development and of agricultural policies for poverty alleviation, to set up income-generating entities for commercialization of research outputs of the Institute. The post of Deputy Director General for the Commercialization and Business Development to be established for this purpose. The Staff Discipline Committee will be an internal regulatory mechanism to keep staff in compliance with acceptable practice, closing the welfare and remuneration gap between scientists and professional staff and their counterparts in university. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act 2023 be read the second time.
Honorable members, the question is that the bill entitled the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute Act.
I'm a member also.
You are a member?
Yes.
You have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I stand here to lend my voice in support of this bill. I'm here to support this bill because agricultural issues are issues bordering with life. And in every country,